All right, hello everyone, and welcome to Rise Zion. Looks like we have our mic working this this evening, so that's good. Last night, I apologize, you guys. The mic ran out of batteries, and I thought that I had charged it, but I guess that I had forgotten uh, before closing up for the evening last night. But as you can see, we've been working here on our sketch of Captain America, or not Captain America, Captain Moroni. Somebody, I think, in the comments said that Captain Moroni looked like a superhero, and so, I have to admit, it does kind of look like a superhero. It's kind of kind of true, but yeah, we have Mezzo Captain Moroni here. We're in the process of sketching his armor and making it unique to him. We want to create a unique cultural identity with this artwork that we're creating of Captain Moroni. We already have sort of a Moroni that is a Heartland sort of version of Moroni with the Arnold Freeman uh, illustration for the Book of Mormon of Captain Moroni. But this time we are going to do a Mesoamerican Captain Moroni. As we're drawing, we're going to continue our drawing. We're going to get all the details in pencil before we start painting. But as we do this, we're going to be playing some wonderful music that was provided to us by Dustwave of Captain Moroni. It's Captain Moroni's theme. The music is available for purchase on our website at risezion.org. We are officially an organization, you guys. So thank you so much for your support of the channel. We are growing and we are spreading the gospel to more people through our efforts. And I'm so thankful for you guys. And I'm really excited that we're all here together. We're able to grow this channel together as a community. And we're such a great community too. I appreciate all of your guys' chats. And it's just so fun reading what you guys have to say and having a good conversation with you after hours. And it's just great. Yeah, Freeburg, right? Jill has joined us. Why, hello, Jill. I don't recognize you from our other live chats, but welcome to the show. Today we published a video, and it was about Elder Bednar's new Instagram post where he talked about the Lord hastening his work again. And this is right on the heels, of course, of Elder Razban's Instagram post, where he also talked about the urgency of preparing and the urgency of the Lord hastening his work. So it's been really kind of an exciting week. If you guys want to turn that on real fast as we're in the midst of drawing, you can do that and we can chat about whatever you want. You can ask me questions, or we can talk about whatever you guys would like to talk about. I have my pencils here. They're all sharp. Let me switch over to this other camera. Before we really get started, you guys make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this live stream, just to make sure that it gets spread to as many people as possible on the YouTube algorithm. I think somebody last night was asking some really interesting questions. I was trying to answer, and I think that my mic cut out in the midst of me trying to explain what was going on, but they were making comments about how... Oh, hi Trish, hi, how are you? Hope you're doing well. They were making comments about how well, they were interested in the Book of Abraham. It kind of sounded like to me they were trying to get into the they were trying to express something. They said like one symbol could represent a whole bunch of different text. What they're getting at was the Egyptian Kirtland papers, which is something that I'm doing some research on now. And I've just watched a really fascinating video about where they think that the Egyptian Kirtland papers were actually an attempt to recreate the Adamic language. And in their mind, Egyptian was more pure, and so they just called it Egyptian, because in their minds Egyptian was less corrupted than English, for example. And there's evidence that they were using this as sort of a cipher to encode the prophet's revelations. So in Doctrine, they were really concerned about Doctrine and Covenants being corrupted by people who are not members of the church who would try to corrupt what Joseph Smith had said. So they're trying to encrypt it. And there's really strong evidence that the Egyptian Kirtland papers was a project intended to recreate the Adamic language and intended to encrypt Doctrine and Covenants. So it's really kind of exciting. There's evidence of encryption codes, or how do they call it? Like encryption from the Freemasons being used, of which W.W. Phelps was a part of, and Joseph Smith was a part of it briefly. So yeah, it's really interesting. I'm going to do an episode on that, and we're going to talk about how everybody is mistaken with regards to the Egyptian Kirtland papers. They say that that is and represents Joseph Smith's attempt to translate the Book of Abraham, when in reality, it's the exact opposite. The Egyptian Kirtland papers are an attempt to, how would you say, like reverse engineer a more pure language through what Joseph Smith had already translated. Anyway, I just thought that I would talk about that for a little bit because I found it really interesting. And I think that my mic cut out before we were able to, before I was able to explain everything. And so anyway, let's get started on our drawing. It looks like we have 13 concurrent viewers. Let's start the music, you guys. We'll start Just Wave's wonderful composition that he created for us. And we'll just play in the background. If it's too loud, you can let me know. I can turn it down. Or if you'd like me to turn it up, we can try to turn it up a little bit. I just don't want it to be too disruptive as we're trying to talk at the same time. But yeah, let's go over here to our drawing. I'm thinking that Captain Moroni needs to have a little bit more mass to him. He looks kind of skinny to me in some places. He has a lot of muscle here, right? But yeah, we are going to continue our drawing and getting this drawing perfected before we start moving on to our painting phase. And we'll do it just like we did last time, where we start with the white paint and we get our highlights put in. We don't necessarily have to do darks just yet because of the fact that our background is so dark. We can use the background color as the shadow color. So that's kind of an exciting thing. And hi, Trish. I hope you're having a great evening. I hope everybody's having a great day. Jill says, you're becoming my fave. Oh, well, thank you, Jill. I appreciate that so much. I guess that, oh, and it looks like Courtney has joined us as well. Hi, Courtney. How are you? Courtney says, I keep telling my family members about the second coming happening soon, and they still don't think it will be in our lifetime. Well, I don't know about that. There is a strong possibility, in my opinion, that it could definitely happen in our lifetime. And I believe that it was Ezra Taft Benson who suggested that even those, because he gave that talk that I keep on referencing, prepare yourselves for the great day of the Lord. That's a BYU address, and in it, he seems to suggest that the boomer generation is the generation that will see many of the signs of the second coming. And so that's kind of really exciting. Really, guys, I keep on saying, like, people will always say, like, oh, like, the church has always used this kind of language. We've always talked about the second coming. And I'm like, well, that's true, but, I mean, the church really isn't that old either. The church is just barely like 200 years old, and Joseph Smith said that there were some of the rising generation who would see many of the signs of the second coming as well. And what's really interesting about that statement is that would include, so the rising generation would be just children born to very young babes, very young children who attended that general conference where Joseph Smith spoke. So what that means is that it would be the children of those children. And so that means that potentially Even President Nilsson might be in that generation. Those born in the early 1900s could be that generation that Joseph Smith was referring to, which is just really exciting. I'm going to come in here. I'm just going to add some fun details, some fun patterns that look Mesoamerican. He has this bracer on his arm. Feel free to ask me questions. Even though I'm not paying attention, I'll stop every once in a while and check the chat. We can talk about questions that you guys have. But yeah, Corin, I'm sorry that it's so difficult to talk about the second coming with people, because I don't know why. I think that people just might be a little bit apprehensive to talk about something that's supposed to be so anxiety inducing. A lot of people feel overwhelmed, I think, at the same time. And that's understandable. Certainly. Other people are just really cynical. Incredibly cynical. Yeah, I really like this music. It's so good. And as I said before, you can visit the website risezion.org. That's our official website where you can purchase the music. You can purchase prints of the last painting that we created. Oh yeah, you guys, we still have to do the raffle. I need to get the print so that you guys can see it. I'm going to show you a print, and that will be the print that we give away in our raffle for members only. So if you're not a member yet, make sure that you become a member. But in any case, if you're interested in purchasing a print, you can purchase the print on our website as well at risezion.org. You can pre-order a t-shirt. We're going to do t-shirts as well. We have 3 different colors so far: navy blue, violet, and black, with our logo on the front. And those are our brand colors. So yeah, you can also purchase the original painting as well. And I guess that some of you might be asking, what's the difference between the original painting and a print, right? Well, I don't know. Some of you might know that, but I'm going to try to describe it for those who might need a little additional description. So a lot of times artists, when they create a painting, they realize that a lot of people don't have enough money or funds to purchase the original painting. That's the painting that I'm creating right here with oil paint. It has a lot of texture because you can see all the brushstrokes and everything, right? It's one of a kind. You can't get any other original paintings. There's only one of them. And so that's why it costs so much. But a lot of times what artists will do to help create a more economic option is they will copy it, they'll scan it with a high quality scanner like I have in my home, and then we'll just create high quality prints for people if they're interested in purchasing a print for their home as a decoration. And these prints are very high quality prints. They're not like cheap. And the paper is high quality, and the print is high quality. And I have a special printer to do this with, and the size of the prints are 17 inches by 22 inches, so it's quite a substantial print. Yeah, so if anybody's interested in purchasing a print, you can certainly check out the website as well. It might take you a little bit to find it on the website, because I have to organize things on the website a little bit better. It's a little bit chaotic. We haven't quite figured out how all the buttons work yet. But yeah, it's under, if you want to check out the entire inventory, I think you go to the More button. And then from there, you go to the, I think it's the Shop button. I'm not sure. If it's not the Shop, it's the other button, so. And I think a part of the reason why he looks kind of skinny is because this this fabric here that's supposed to be covering his leg is a little bit, it's like not following the contour of his leg. He's kind of leaning forward too. We need to kind of fix that, I think. It needs to be more upright. We can just add some additional bulk to this side so it kind of balances his weight out. So I love this music because it's dire music, right? It's very peaceful, it's very subdued and tranquil, and I like that about it, but it's also kind of conveys a sense of sadness because of the civilization of Captain Moroni that was in decline, at the time that he was, during his tenure as captain of the armies. And it's really very nice. I'm quite enjoying it. Let's take a pause and take a look at our comments. Don't mess up, right? That's the trick with art. You just don't mess it up. It's true. So Trish says, fantastic. Thank you, Trish, so much. You Girl says, hello. Hi, everyone. How are you? I appreciate you showing up this evening and showing your support for the channel. I hope you have a great evening tonight with us. Captain Scotty has joined us. Hi, Captain Scotty. How are you? Jose Javier Rivas. Guatarasma. Saludes desde Venezuela, hermano. Gracias. Gracias por venir. Jose. Y bienvenido. Trish says, yes, I was born the last of the decade of the boomers. My sister and I have a very strong feeling we will see the Savior's return. I definitely hope so, Trish. I think that's definitely a good possibility. And I mean, of course, one way or the other, you will see the second coming. But what we mean when we say the second coming is definitely the appearance, right, of Jesus's coming in the flesh, in mortality. Hello, Michael or Michelle. LDS musician, looking great so far. Thank you, I appreciate that. Utah Girl says, hi Trish, don't mess up. It's looking amazing. The second coming is surely soon. I think in spite of the signs, it is still best understood by revelation. Yeah, that's probably true. We should be trying to stay in touch with Heavenly Father and ask him what he wants us to be doing, right? Who said, I would love to buy a print of this one for my sister. She loves Captain Moroni. Well, that's great. We will have all of the prints and all of the artwork available for sale on the website. So make sure to check it out. It's a really cool looking website so far. It just isn't complete yet, but you can still buy things on it. So Benjamin Staten says, at some point, the music sounds like a wind-up mechanism version of Halo tunes. Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah, you have to ask Dustwave about that. He created this all on his own, and Dustwave has joined us in the chat. How are you, Dustwave? And Trish says, yes, and Dustwave just was waving hi. All right, so now we've caught up with the chat. We continue drawing here. I feel like I have to pause every once in a while just see how everybody's doing in the chat. All right. Yeah, so we're gonna make this come straight down more because all right, and this is gonna come straight down too. I think. What we're gonna have to do is it's gonna have to be like, this could be sort of priestly. This armor here. Be sort of a priestly garb. It's going to be armored as well at the same time. I hope Dustwave is doing well in the chat. Your music is a hit. We have one sell so far already, and that was from the first day. I haven't checked today to see how many other sells we've received, but it seems to be a popular thing so far. That's a great way to support Dustwave as he works so hard for us to do this music. We're going to have other soundtracks as well, I hope, if Dustwave wants to do that. He feels so inclined. And we'll put all of those available for sale, and then we'll be splitting the revenue with Dustwave so that we can support the channel at the same time we're showing love to Dustwave. It makes my day. Yeah, it's great when somebody is willing to put down money to show their support for something that you've created. That is a great feeling. It validates you in some ways. I mean, it's great just to do things for fun of it, right? But it's so validating when somebody is willing to say, hey, this is good, I value this enough to put money on it. Of course, all of this is to help support the channel. That's the reason why we do these live streams, by the way. If you're joining us for the first time, I can kind of explain why we're doing these the way that we are. It's because, you know, during the day, I do my normal content, which is gospel-centered. But of course, the problem with that is that we don't, I mean, it's not a problem, it's just we have ethical considerations to take in mind when we're a religious channel, right? We don't want to monetize things to such an extent where we're locking important, you know, spiritual truths behind a paywall, you know, before people can see it. That would be definitely problematic in my view. And so what we're doing to solve this problem so that we can continue growing the channel, you know, using the economic engine, which is the most efficient engine to share any cause, is through the economy. But in order to do this ethically, we're just creating these live streams where it's not important. It doesn't, I mean, it's fun to do the paintings, right? And I'm doing this to support the channel, but this is not something of spiritual significance. It's not going to, make the difference between, and I don't want to be too pretentious. Like anything that I say on my YouTube channel has has much import, but in any case, we're doing this so that people have an opportunity to financially support the channel. We're providing value at the same time. We're not just asking for donations. I think that that's important. We want to be able to support our channel and support volunteers. I think that this is a great way to do it. I create like these like plated cool things. Dustwave says, I've been a closet musician for years. That's wonderful. I'm so glad that we are creating a community together where we can help support, perhaps a bunch of different artists. LDS Musician says, as a composer/performer myself, I think you should go for it. My experience is that there are more opportunities to share music with the world if you just create versus only waiting for opportunities. Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, that's definitely, you got to get out there, right? And I'm definitely glad to be able to help as well by doing this, by putting it out there on the channel and putting it on the website for purchase, and helping to create a platform for people who want to share their stuff. It's kind of what Zion is all about, isn't it? Just sharing talents and trying to share the gospel with one another, with the world, and preparing the world for the second coming. Spread that out just a bit. Space here. Oh, so today, you guys, I went to the dentist this morning, really early in the morning, and we got 3 different problems taken care of at once. I went to the dentist because I was having like terrible sensitivity, but apparently none of the problems had anything to do with the sensitivity at all. So the sensitivity is its own problem. But I hadn't been to the dentist for like 15 years, and in any case, they found 3 different problems, and one of them was the fact that apparently I was missing a part of my tooth, which hadn't decayed yet, so that's good. It was just a chunk of my tooth was missing on the top. Just a little wedge, which they were able to fill in. And then in another instance, they found that one of my previous fillings that had been done a long time ago had started to crack as well, and that started to get infected. But it was very, very minor. It wasn't like anything super serious. And so again, the sensitivity that I was experiencing had nothing to do with any of the problems that that was going on. So it's like on one hand, it was like a blessing that I decided to go in because I was having this pain, you know, in my mouth because I got these other things taken care of. But it's kind of been kind of a crazy week, and I'm just glad that we got it taken care of. Yeah. Oh, let's see what we got going on here in the chat. Coastal Gardening has joined us. Hi, Matt. How are you doing? I hope you're doing great. Okay, Evan. Definitely sounds like there are viable opportunities here. Definitely adds to the stream. Yeah, LDS musician, if you want to add some music to this, I offer the same deal to you as well. If you want to compose some music, all of the rights will remain with you. You own the music, unless you want to sell it. You know, if you want to sell the commercial rights to somebody, that's your business. But we will split the any sales 50-50, and I'm selling tracks for $2, so that means it's $1 for each of us. So I think that we have the opportunity to create a large community of people who are wanting to, you know, help contribute to the channel, at the same time exercise their talents and get their name out there. You know, I have quite a large audience now, and I have the opportunity to help fellow artists. I guess that's kind of a fun thing for me to do that. But you know, don't feel pressured to do that if that's not something that you want to do. Just you know, if you're interested, let me know. You can reach out to my email and we can discuss it. Yeah. You can feature your music in a live stream too if you want to. We have an angry Mesoamerican Squidward head right here. Oh, interesting. So Benjamin has a playlist. That's good to know. That's a really neat opportunity. I will email you to ask you. Yeah, absolutely. Feel free to email me. I have my email, I believe, in the description of all of the live streams as well. And it's on the website too, at the bottom of the page. Yeah, so any kind of music that's just kind of subdued. It can't be too, like no vocals or anything like that, because of the fact that we're playing it. I mean, it can be vocals if you just want to put it straight to the website and just sell it that way. But I guess I'm not sure about that. I think that but yeah, in terms of on the live streams, if we're going to play them on the live streams, they have to be kind of subdued. They can't be vocal. They have to be mostly, just like in the background, so it doesn't become too distracting. Although I did think it might be kind of fun to do like kind of something also upbeat, so we can, I don't know. Well, we can think about that. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I don't really know exactly what I want. So let's do. I'm gonna have to look up the foot reference for that. I don't know exactly what's going on with that foot. We'll figure that out later. Yeah. Yeah, Benjamin said I might pick something non-vocal all the same. Yeah, I mean, this is really nice. This is atmospheric. People love to listen to this while they're studying because it's non-obtrusive. And that's kind of the whole purpose of doing it this way, was so that we could kind of entice people to stay to the live streams. It doesn't look like it's working. We got 17 concurrent viewers, but that's fine. We just do what we can, right? Maybe people would be more interested if I was actually painting instead of doing all this noodling with the pencil. This is all a part of the process. We got to draw it out. Can't not draw it. People just think that you can just create a piece of artwork like, some people can. Some people just like to start painting and get right into it, but not me. I need the control. I need everything planned out from the beginning to the end. And even still, even though you plan it out, it doesn't work out the way you want it to all the time. So it's just the way it be sometimes. You just kind of improvise, but the more that you plan from the beginning, the more likelihood of success you will have in the finished painting. This cloth that kind of wraps around leg here. They have these tassels here on the corners. Okay, well, let's see what we can do. We'll work on the angry Squidward head on his stomach. It's his ab protector. He has to have an ab protector. Okay. We could do a Tree of Life motif on his chest as well. have to sharpen my pencil just a sec. All right, how are we doing in the chats? Just says, yes, Heavenly Father has given us all gifts. That's true. Sing like nobody's listening, dance like nobody is watching. Cute Girl says, I cross stitch and will personalize for people sometimes. That's really cool. Cool. That's why he plays piano by ear. That's great. Very great. Let's see. Let's try to work on this face just a little bit. We might. Oh, I broke my pencil lid. I'm gonna get the drawing just right. Might have problems later. Okay. I don't know if I'm satisfied with the helmet just yet. A little bit. There's something a little too ornate. Make it look a little more blocky. Kind of going for like an Art Deco kind of mezzo look for the Nephite culture. Huh. Things popping up on there. Let's see. Missing some comments here. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. So Benjamin is sort of a DJ. That's cool. I have no formal music training. Dustwave says, Benjamin said, DJing and karaoke are my favorite music-related hobbies. And that's very cool. Just says, I draw with a pencil and color in my... Oh, draw. You draw with your pencil and color in my drawings with colored pencil. This looks really cool. I will have to try this sometime. Yes, draw, yeah. Yeah, mixed media is definitely fun. It's one of my favorite illustration techniques. Very cool. Do you have a family? If so, how many kids? That's a good question. So Courtney says greetings. So I have 13 concurrent viewers. That's nice. Okay. Let's continue with this drawing here. And this is 2. Oh. Echo. Stop. All right, that's our alarm for today, you guys. So we better wrap this drawing up. I'm gonna have to rethink this helmet a little bit, I think. I'm not quite pleased with it. It looks too, almost too decorative. I want it to be more strong. So it looks like it actually with be, you know, in battle. You know what I mean? So I have to think about that. Oh, but wow, you guys, I'm tired. If I can create kind of like Art Deco. Kind of wing. So, okay. All right. Here. It's long enough. Something like that. Hard getting it symmetrical. So it's easier just to do it non-symmetrical to begin with. Things that are symmetrical are difficult. I'm thinking we just might have to start doing our painting. little more dangerous is the word I'm looking for the helm. Has more spikes on it. It'll be more dangerous. More angles. Yeah, it's a little more dangerous. All right. I think that we should end our live stream for this evening. Let me know if you have any questions, you guys. How's everything looking? Oh, Serena has joined us. Thanks for all you do, she says. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for Serena for tuning in this evening. Benjamin says that the band is from Sweden or Finland. That's cool. Okay, Battle Beast is my favorite rock band. They are a modern metal band and they mix 80s vibes together. That sounds really neat. I do love 80s music a lot. Yeah, I'm glad for everybody being here this evening. LDS Music, thank you so much for showing up this evening. And it's always fun to see what you guys have to say in the chats. It's looking cool so far. I agree. I think it's looking pretty good. We might have to do just a little bit more adjustment. I do want it to look quite imposing. You know, I don't want it to look too, like too decorative, I guess, as well. If there is decorations, I want it to be imposing decorations. So I have to make sure that there are solid lines. You know what I mean? Lindsay Black has joined us. Thank you, Lindsay. I appreciate that. All right. Well, let me know. Oh, man, you guys, I'm so tired. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this evening, you guys. Make sure to leave your comments in the comments. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe before you leave. And thank you guys so much again for joining us this evening. Thank you for sticking around. And thank you for getting in touch, LDS Music. We are interested in seeing what you can create, and we are going to collaborate, I guess, and see what we can come up with together for something really cool. All right. Oh yeah, before you go, also consider becoming a member. How many? Let's see. You got a few days before you become a member to enter into our raffle for the print. I just haven't been able to do it. I will do it, and we will get a winner for this last painting that we did, Mary Magdalene and Jesus Christ at the tomb. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Janelle, thank you for joining us. Thank you. She says you are awesome. Please see my question above. Janelle, let me see. Have we missed a question from Janelle? Oh, Janelle says, hi, I listened to your podcast from 3 days ago about President Nelson. His encouraging major hint on social media is what I recall you saying. Where do you find that post by President Nelson? That was just on his Instagram. So if you go to Instagram and you type in Russell M. Nelson, the official Instagram page will pop up and you can watch that video there if you'd like. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I hope to see you next time. Next live stream will be on Monday. We don't do live streams on Friday evenings. I just need a break. So we'll see you next time, you guys. We'll talk to you on Monday. All right? Okay, bye.